Hello and happy Halloween. And you're watching the Quite Trippy podcast with your cousin Sheri. Hope you're having a good one. I know it's kind of a frustrating day. As a matter of fact, in order to get rid of some of the bad feelings I was having, I had to write my feelings out. That way I could let them go and get on with my day. You know what? I'm going to take this off. And I forgot to put my Quite Trippy up. There we go. So anyway, things that are going on today. The impeachment thing, which, man, it just bums me out that it happened because every bad thing, I know we're gonna win in the end, but every bad thing that happens is just like a little bit of a setback to all the people that I'm trying to make progress with. So, I don't know. Maybe that's selfish. But I'll get a little closer to the mic. That way I could read a little about what I wrote. And basically it's a letter to the Congress, to the elected officials. I just felt like I needed for them to know that, we know what's going on. They just can't hear us. So, if any elected officials happen to see this, that's my goal, to get it to an elected official. Oh, it's the dog. Oh my God. I'm going to pause this. Whew. That was a close call. Got the pug and the chihuahua fighting. Hi. Hi, it's a Quite Trippy podcast with your cousin Sheri. I just wanted to say that if I were talking to any elected official, all the elected officials, I feel like there's a big pink elephant in the room, and they're just not saying it. It's like, yeah, we know a lot, but no one's actually pulled back the curtain and said, this is all a ruse. You're not doing this for the reason you say. This whole impeachment thing is not about Ukraine. It's about power. Like, let's call it what it is, And we hear things like, with great power comes great authority, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. And we fear that the latter has taken hold, that it's grown into a gigantic monster called tyranny, and we have to now do something about it. Famously, in the Declaration of Independence, it says, "Prudence indeed will dictate that governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes, and accordingly, all experience hath shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer, while evils are sufferable, than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they're accustomed. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, even as a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and provide new guards for their future security." So, what do you say, Sorry about the cuts. My dogs were fighting. So I was saying, it's our time to take a stand. I feel like the people that stand before us today are not as good as as our forefathers. They were looking out for the future of our republic. You represent and hold great power because we elected you. However, the American public was busy raising their families, going to work, just doing the normal things, and we didn't realize that what was happening to our governing body. We're not stupid. We're merely small. We have small voices, but we are organizing, and we demand to be heard. You've all been guilty, Republicans and Democrats, of taking donations from lobbies and corporate interests and PACs and whatever. And then you in turn put their needs before the needs of your constituents, and you've got there a something for something, or as you like to say, a quid pro quo. I mean, talk about hypocritical, you know? You've all been guilty of weaponizing information, using lawfare, writing legislation with poison pills in it. Many of you have dual citizenships, which that makes zero sense and is an obvious conflict of interest. Many of you have a net worth that cannot be explained by the salaries that you make in your government. And many of your spouses, family members, and friends, they've got titles and make money as a result of your elected position. Many of you have relationships with political leaders in other countries that demand an explanation. None of you can pass the morality tests and the rules that you hold your opposition accountable to. You're all hypocrites, and you all take advantage when you're in power. With only one exception, we watch our Senate and Congress always vote along party lines. And is that not evidence enough that you're doing this whole thing for power, and you're not looking out on behalf of your constituents? We don't want a binary system. We want to see that the people are representing the different cultures of the people across the country. Every one of you. Oh, wait, no, we trusted that the laws we put in place were there to protect us, and the judges would judge, and the leaders would lead, and we looked to the legacy media for reporting of news or unbiased facts, and now we're not comfortable with the relationships with our elected officials and the media. Every one of you should agree to be audited by an accountant of our choice. Every one of you should agree to give up your position and allow us to re-elect you. Every one of you should agree to be held accountable for the things that you say to the press, and also every one of you should be accountable for the things that you say in Congress. I can't believe that they're protected from the things that they say to people. It's repugnant behavior. It's disrespectful, and it's, if you want to talk about our children, the future of our children, they're looking up to people in government, and you're talking to people like that. You're manipulating them. You're cherry-picking their answers. It's disgusting. Do you understand that we now see exactly what's going on? We really don't need the results of all the ongoing investigations about you guys to see what this circus is about. And you could spare us all your phrases about our democracy is at stake for the American people. No one's above the law. You did all this yourselves. We're on to you. The phrasing, the tactics, the repetition, the brainwashing's over. We're organizing, and we are ready to tear this thing down and rebuild it. Cat's out of the bag. Every single one of you. We know you're afraid. This is all because you're afraid. You've been unethical. You've been compromised. You don't want to be exposed. It's coming. You will do nearly anything, break any rule, and spin any story to hide your crimes and your lies. You'll play games and tell lies and plunge your own country, all the people who elected all of you, into a disgusting, divided mess bordering on a civil war. Why? Because that's better for you. That is selfish. We, the people, want to know one thing from you. How do you live with yourselves? And that's what I needed to say today, because it's crazy watching it. Once you're awake and you understand what's going on and what happened to the government, it's hard not to get passionate about it. That aside, maybe you'll notice my cues here. I do hand paint cues, and if anybody would like one, the large ones are $20. The cardboardish ones that are large are $15, hand painted by me, and the small ones, $10. So let me know in an email if you'd like to. I've gotten quite a few orders for them already. So instead of subscribers, I mean, when I get like 1,000 listeners, maybe I'll have some subscribers. But now, if you want to buy one of those, that would be great. It would help me because I I don't get any money for this. And, well, you don't want to know about my employment situation right now. I'm waiting to start a new job. But a gap in employment can really suck sometimes. That's all I have to say. So I hope y'all be safe on Halloween if you've got one. Here in the Northeast, I think it's canceled. It's canceled in Newtown, I'm pretty sure. Pippi, would you like to say hi? Pip, say hi. Hi, Pip. Yeah. And, what did I say? No. On Rogue News, W, the Intelligence Insider, great. Please tune into that. I will put a link in the show notes. I've been listening to... I've actually spent the last 2 weeks going back and listening to all of Rogue News' podcasts that have W in there, because ever since, for years, he's been on that show, and he's been talking about, I mean, before Trump was elected, he was talking about how terrible, how they had no hope. And thank God, in a way, that I was red-pilled when I was, because I feel stressed out now, and people are fighting for us. I can't imagine how all you guys felt that many years ago. I really empathize with that. I can imagine. No, sympathize, empathize. I always get them mixed up. But that must have been terrible and helpless. And at least now, there's hope, and we're all fighting. We're doing what we can. I mean, granted, I'm sure we could all be doing more. There's something I'm sure we could do to change things. I just haven't thought of what it is. And I won't stop, though. I won't stop thinking about ways that maybe we can make a difference. So, yeah. Happy Halloween, and have a great night. And you've been listening to the Quite Trippy podcast. I think I will put I'm going to a Halloween party this weekend, so maybe I'll put pictures of my costume up, because I tried it on last night. And it's not Illuminati symbolism. I just had my hands in a dime. Wasn't thinking about it. I'm not Illuminati. That's funny.